everybody. I'm Sophia Parola with the Garden State Film Festival, and here with me is filmmaker Will Chase behind the short film Trunk Show. Will, how are you?
Good. How are you? Good to be here.
Doing good. It's so great to have you here and talk about Trunk Show. Can you start off by
Thanks.
introducing yourself and tell everybody who's watching a little bit about your film?
Sure. My name is Will Chase. I'm an actor, and then I decided to get on the other side of the camera, and I had made a short film right at the beginning of COVID, and then I thought, well, I did that one. That went okay. So I have two daughters who are both one is 20, one is 23, and they're both actors. And so I thought, I'm going to write something for them because I don't get to see them much. And I thought, you know what, I want to write something because they're funny, but they're also heavy. They could do some heavy acting. I meant heavy acting, not that they're, gigantic or anything. Um, and and then my daughter Daisy's friend Bernard, who's also a wonderful actor. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna write them something fun and kind of cheeky and kind of heavy to do. And we found time last spring to about 3 days to shoot in Jersey. We actually shot in West Windsor, New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And my buddy Spencer Molstock, who's I don't know if I feel like maybe he's had something at the festival before, but he's a wonderful DP, camera operator. His dad, Jeff, is a wonderful steady cam guy. So I had a great crew, and, we banged it out. 3 days. I mentioned
Wow.
3 days because
Yeah.
we shot 2 days, and then we had to take 4 weeks off because the car we used was messed up. So then we shot the final day about a month later. But, 3 days in all.
Wow, very cool. That's great. That's very interesting that you came up with this idea because you had your daughters in mind, and I saw their last name, so
Yeah.
I was wondering what that connection was, and that's so cool. What was that
Yeah, it was a lot of
like?
fun.
Yeah, how was that like writing something for your daughters? And how'd you even like such an interesting idea too? Is this just like popped in
Oh,
your
well,
mind?
yeah, well, I mean, without giving too, I can't remember if we're
You
supposed to
right.
say spoilers or not,
Yeah,
but
don't say
uh,
it.
you know, I knew I came up with the concept, and I literally was like, okay, I got to put them in this situation, and it was the first thing that popped into my head, which says a lot about me. But then when I threw it their way, they were completely psyched because one had just kind of finished Atlantic theater, but their
Oh,
year got cut short, so they didn't get to
yeah.
really finish. And then my other daughter Gracie was taking a year off from school, and they were, so there's all this Zoom stuff, and Bernard had already graduated, so it was like they weren't getting to do
Yeah.
anything. Even actors, even professional actors were kind of sitting around, twiddling their thumbs. So they were totally into it. We actually had a Zoom script read over Zoom, and they were like, "Dad, you're kind of twisted, but this is going to be really fun." So it ended up being so much fun. They were pretty amazing. I had never directed other people. Being an
Uh-huh.
actor, I thought I could direct actors, but and my first one I did was me by myself, so I could direct myself. But I thought, okay, let's see if, and they didn't hate me afterwards or hate me anymore afterwards. So I think it went really well. I feel like we all wanted to maybe for it to last a few days more, but I think we
Wow.
got some good stuff, and it's fun, it's cheeky, it's a little heavy, it's a little twisted.
Yeah, you absolutely did get some beautiful, beautiful stuff. They're wonderful actors. All three of them was a great cast. And you totally answered my question how you found your wonderful cast.
Yeah.
Even half of them, more than half of them were in your house. That's great. Or
I
around.
gave I didn't give birth, but I helped
Right.
with that to two of them. So
Yeah. So you could take some credit for their wonderful acting skills, right?
I take all the credit. Well, I do have to say this. So their mom, who is my ex-wife, she and I have been obviously very close for years and years,
Mhm.
and she was actually the production supervisor on the film, and she
Wow.
unfortunately she had um, got diagnosed with cancer this past year, and she passed right at Christmas. But we got into some other film festivals, but they were all virtual. And we got into another film festival that was going to show the film, and I couldn't go, but because I was filming something else. But the kids and Lori got to go, so she actually got to see them on the big
Oh,
screen before she passed. So that was like one of those moments. It's like I'm so glad. Obviously, I wish because they lived, in Princeton. So I wish
Yeah.
that obviously she could have come to the Garden State. But
Wow.
so that it was like it was a whole family
Not
affair.
only did she make it with you guys, but she got to see it. That's amazing. I feel
Helped
for
create
you.
it. Yeah,
I'm sorry to
yeah.
you
Thank
and
you.
your daughters. I
Oh,
also, my mom passed away recently too, so I
oh, so
completely,
sorry. Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
it's a
I'm really
bizarre
glad she got to see this.
thing. Yeah, me too. I'm really glad she was a part of it. I mean, we couldn't have done it without her. So yeah, I'm really
Oh,
grateful that that happened. Yeah,
I love that. And you guys will just keep making beautiful art and being successful, not only for yourselves, but
try
for her
to.
too. I love that.
Yeah,
So a lot of, I mean, all of this was filmed in one location outside. You said you did
yeah,
this for 3 days. What was filming
yeah.
outside like? Was it, yeah, like,
I mean, I already knew that it was going to be hard just because I've
Mhm.
been on the other side of the camera for years, having things filmed. But me and my DP, we probably spent 2 months prior getting all the shots ready. We followed the weather. We knew it was going to be hot, so it
Uh-huh.
was
It looked
it was
sunny.
the end of May, and like I said, well, the first 2 days went swimmingly. But the car is this other character in the movie,
Hmm.
and it doesn't talk or anything, but it's this other character in the movie, and it's this old. I wanted these young kids to have borrowed maybe their grandfather's car or something, but I wanted this old car, old meaning 80s, so that's old to
Totally
people that are
adds the
over a
look
certain
though.
age.
Yeah. Hmm.
But the problem was, it was maybe on its last legs. So the first 2 days, we got a lot of stuff done. And then literally the end of the second day on a shot, it literally died. So I spent that night getting it towed.
Oh,
And then the garage said it was going to take a while. And I thought, oh gosh. Anyway, the weather had gotten bad anyway. So we couldn't shoot for a week anyway because of weather.
mm.
Then the car took another week. Finally we went back, and it pretty much looked the same. You can't really tell. I can tell, but you can't really tell that 3 weeks has gone
No, not at
by.
all. You can't tell at
But
all.
it takes place in real time. It's 14
Wow.
minutes of real
Hmm.
time, and shooting outside has its advantages and disadvantages. But Spencer, again, he's
Yeah,
my DP, has done this a lot, and so I think it turned out. I think it looks pretty great. I think
it
the kids
does.
look great. I think you feel the heat. I think you feel the kind of like urgency of the
Hmm.
moment, which I wanted. So I think that part went really well.
I think it went well too, and amazing that all you had was just your actors, the environment, and this car. That's really most of what you're seeing, and the lighting was gorgeous. So all natural light. Like, did you guys have to manipulate
Yeah.
anything?
No, we bounced some stuff, but we didn't even.
Wow,
I mean, we barely even bounced stuff in the car. But Spencer,
amazing.
again, he was so great at knowing. Because in my head, I'm like, no, we need to do. He's like, we can just flip this. We'll flip it. We still have the sun helping us. I'm like, okay, I'll shut up
Uh,
now.
yeah.
Uh, well, it was the first time I've been really just to talk to the actors, because the first thing I ever shot by myself was me doing everything, right?
Hmm.
And this one was like, oh, I can actually just direct. That's what a concept. So that was a lot of fun, and it happened to be my kids, and they were, for them. I think we shot fast. I mean, it
Uh,
felt fast, and so but they really stepped up to the plate. There weren't a million takes.
mhm.
We did several takes, but it was fairly fast in relative terms.
Wow. So this was basically your first time directing other people, your daughters, nonetheless. What did you learn from the experience? Like looking back, what are you most proud of? And if anybody else who's watching wants to do what you've done, I mean, what have you learned? What advice can you carry on?
Well, so I've been, like I said, I've been acting forever, and I've been wanting to guest direct television for a long time, and was
Uh,
pretty much ready to do that. And then COVID happened, so I thought, you know what, use this time to learn the things you don't know, lenses, cameras, just so you know. And it made me just appreciate. I mean, I guess I've been doing this for 20 years. I already appreciated all those people that
mhm.
make things go. This made me really. I mean, all the artists it takes to do it.
Right.
That's the thing people forget. They're all artists. They may not be in front of the camera acting or behind it telling people what to do, but they're all artists. So it made me appreciate. I was obviously proud of my kids. I was blown away at just taking the material and really doing something with it. a lot of young actors, I feel like, might be afraid to just dive in, and they just dove in. And I learned a lot. I learned to let the people who are good at what they do, my gaffer, my lighting guy, my second AD, my let them do their thing.
Trust them, right?
I also learned to, and Spencer and I have known each other for a long time. I learned to trust my instincts, though. It wasn't like we had a fight on set or anything, but it would be like he would be saying, no, but we're gonna lose this thing. And I said, no, it really has to be this.
Hmm.
So it made me then say, no, stay true to what your vision is. And you're always going to have accidents or car not working or light being
Right.
wrong or whatever. You're always going to have those things. But also the vision you had originally, that's something that's your template, and stay true to that. So then you can be open to the things that inevitably will go wrong. And so having been on the other side for so long, knowing that, it was fun to be on this side going, oh, we're still making, we're still doing the same thing. It felt like a new coat as opposed to an old coat. Do you know what I mean?
Wonderful analogy. Yes, absolutely. Totally know what you meant the whole time, but the coat definitely just
Or
icing
new
on the
shoe,
cake.
old shoe. I don't know.
Yeah, some old piece of clothing.
Right.
To wrap up this great interview, I'd love to know how you heard about the Garden State Film Festival and how it feels to bring Trunk Show to the 20th anniversary this year.
I know. I just realized it was a 20th
Crazy.
anniversary. I was like, oh
Huge
gosh, this
festival,
is
been
a
going
big
on for
deal.
20 years. Always have people coming back.
I feel like Spencer had told me about it. I knew there were a lot of great festivals in New Jersey, but I knew that this was kind of the one that people talked about. Um, and then when I realized it's 20 years, like, oh my gosh. And then if you look hard enough on the internet, you can find pictures of, the festivals and you're like, oh my gosh, that he was there, she was there, they were there.
Right.
So it's obviously garnered a lot of attention over the years, but it's one of those festivals that, especially there was this Jersey connection since we shot in West Windsor. It was like, oh, this fits, this fits. And of course, you don't know if you're ever going to get selected by a festival, but I thought, no, this fits. So we shot in the backyard, so I feel honored to be part of it. I mean, fingers crossed. I am starting a new project that I am going to be in town for, but I just hope that I'm not working that weekend. But I'm pretty
It'll work
certain.
out.
I'm pretty certain
Mhm.
it'll work out, and I'll be there.
Yeah, we're gonna put that out there that it will work out, and I
Put
hope that you're there.
put that out there. That's
Will
right.
we have anybody else in the cast or the crew coming there?
I think all the kids are going to come. The kids. I think the actors are going to come. I think Spencer, who's from Jersey as well, I think he's going to try to come as
Oh,
well.
that'd
He
be
and his dad
great.
are working on a new project. But I think we're all available on that weekend, and we're all going to try to come.
Well, I love to hear, and I'm not surprised that you all still are working on more projects right after this one. It's great. I hope you continue to stay creative, make wonderful
Thank you.
art, and thank you for bringing Trunk Show to the Garden State Film Festival. I love it. I'm so happy for audiences to see this.
My pleasure. Pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Yes, pleasure for you too. Congratulations to everyone involved. Let me tell you guys how you can watch Trunk Show at the festival. It will be playing in Asbury Lanes Saturday, March 26th in the Film Block 6 to 8 p.m. So I hope you guys enjoy and everybody can love it as much as I did. Thanks,
Thank
Will.
you. Sure. Thank you.
Have a great day.